Hello, mathematicians. Today we're going to be learning about algebraic expressions, more specifically about evaluating multi-step expressions with two variables. To get us started, here we have evaluate 2a plus 3b minus 4 for when a is equal to 3 and b is equal to 5. The first thing we want to do here is substitute our variables for their known values. That means we're going to substitute a for 3 and b for 5. So now we have 2 times 3 plus 3 times 5 minus 4. We're going to use order of operations to help us evaluate this expression. To get us started, we have p for parentheses, which means first solve anything inside parentheses or brackets. In this case, we have 3, and then we have 5 in parentheses, but everything in our parentheses is already simplified, so we don't have to do anything here. Then we have e for exponent, which says next solve any exponents like squares, cubes, or other powers. And in this case, we don't have any exponents. Then we have m and d for multiplication and division. So after the parentheses and exponents, we're going to do multiplication and division from left to right, and we're going to do whichever one comes first. So in this case, we do have multiplication. We have 2 times 3, and we also have 3 times 5. So 2 times 3 is 6, and 3 times 5 is 15. So we're going to go ahead and simplify that. And then we have A and S for addition and subtraction. So we're going to do addition and subtraction from left to right, whichever one comes first. And in this case, we have addition first. So 6 plus 15 is 21. And then 21 minus 4 is equal to 17. So that means our final answer is 17. Here we have evaluate x squared minus, in parentheses, 2y plus y, close parentheses, plus 10 divided by 2 for when x is equal to 7 and y is equal to 2. The first thing we want to do here is substitute our variables for their known values. That means wherever we see an x, we're going to substitute it with 7, and wherever we see a y, we're going to substitute it with 2. So I rewrote this expression with our known values. So we have 7 squared minus, I changed the parentheses to brackets so it doesn't get confusing with the parentheses on the inside that we're going to work with first. So inside our brackets, we have 2 times 2 plus 2. And then after our brackets, we have plus 10 divided by 2. So we're going to go ahead and use order of operations to help us evaluate this expression. We're going to use the acronym PEMDAS to help us. So starting off with P, we're going to first solve anything inside parentheses or brackets. And in this case, we have a set of brackets with parentheses on the inside. Now, within those parentheses, we only have one number, so we can't really simplify what's inside the parentheses any further, but we could go ahead and multiply and then add, because we have 2 times 2 plus 2. So 2 times 2 is equal to 4, and 4 plus 2 is equal to 6. Then we're going to look for any exponents. And in this case, we have 7 to the power of 2. And 7 to the power of 2 is equal to 7 times 7, which is equal to 49. Then we're going to look for any multiplication and division. And in this case, we only have division, but if we had both, we would do whichever one came first from left to right. So in this case, 10 divided by 2 is equal to 5. Then we're going to look for addition and subtraction. And just like multiplication and division, we're going to do whatever comes first from left to right. Because subtraction comes first, we're going to do 49 minus 6, which is equal to 43. And then we're going to go ahead and add 5. So 43 plus 5 is equal to 48. And our final answer is 48. Here we have evaluate in parentheses a plus b, close parentheses, squared, minus 4ab plus 3b for when a is equal to 5 and b is equal to 2. The first thing we want to do here is substitute our variables for their known values. That means wherever we see an a, we're going to substitute with 5, and wherever we see a b, we're going to substitute with 2. So now I have in parentheses 5 plus 2, close parentheses, squared, minus 4 times 5 times 2 plus 3 times 2. And we're going to use order of operations to help us evaluate this expression. To get us started, we're going to look for parentheses. So first, we're going to solve anything inside of parentheses or brackets. Now, we have a lot of sets of parentheses. However, if we just have one number in a set of parentheses, that means it's already fully simplified. We can't do anything else. And if we look at the first set of parentheses compared to the other sets, we have 5 plus 2, where the rest of the parentheses just have one number inside. So we're going to go ahead and simplify this set of parentheses because we could simplify 5 plus 2. 5 plus 2 is equal to 7. So now we have 7 squared. Next, we're going to look for any exponents. And we have 7 squared, which is the same thing as 7 times 7, which equals 49. So now we have 49 minus 4 times 5 times 2 plus 3 times 2. Next, we're going to look for any multiplication or division, and we're going to do whichever one comes first from left to right. So in this case, we only have multiplication. We have 4 times 5 times 2, which is equal to 40. And then we have 3 times 2, which is equal to 6. Finally, we have addition and subtraction. So just like multiplication and division, we're going to do whichever one comes first from left to right. And in this case, we have subtraction first. So 49 minus 40 is equal to 9, and 9 plus 6 is equal to 15. So our final answer is 15. Here we're going to evaluate 5c squared plus 2d minus cd for when c is equal to 3 and d is equal to 9. The first thing we need to do here is substitute our variables for their known values. That means we're going to substitute c for 3 and d for 9. So now we have 5 times 3 squared plus 2 times 9 minus 3 times 9. Now we're going to use order of operations to help us evaluate this expression. So, first thing we're going to look for is parentheses. And in this case, we do have parentheses, but everything that's inside the parentheses is by itself and cannot be simplified further. The next thing we're going to look for is exponents. And in this case, we do have an exponent. We have 3 squared. 3 squared is the same thing as 3 times 3, which is equal to 9. Next, we have multiplication and division. And in this case, we don't have division, but we have multiplication. And 5 times 9 is equal to 45. 2 times 9 is equal to 18. And 3 times 9 is equal to 27. Finally, we have addition and subtraction. And we're going to do whichever one comes first from left to right. And the one we have first is addition. So 45 plus 18 is equal to 63. And 63 minus 27 is equal to 36. So our final answer is 36.